Hello, my name is Bob. Welcome to a short stop on pool. I've noticed a trend with my Rack of the Week videos. I seem to be choosing racks that I've shot more and more recently, even though I've got about a year and a half worth of recorded straight pool runs to choose from. And this week is no exception. I ran this rack just about 8 or 9 days ago. I think I'll try and make a point next week to choose an older one, even though I might not be happy with some of my decisions or my fundamentals or things like that. I think the fact that I might not be happy with them will be more educational. But for this week, this is a pretty quick rack, and it's partly a lesson in making a break ball and partly a lesson in shooting in flow. So let's get into the Rack of the Week. The break shot to start is a little bit low, and the cue ball is just a little bit inside of the parallel line. Because of that, I can just shoot with a high ball. I know I'm not going to scratch, and that's just what happens. Now, often the cue ball is going to hit one ball and then go back up into the stack. In this case, it hit a couple balls, which kept it below the stack right near the bottom rail. Now, I think every straight pool player in the world is going to shoot the 9-ball next. That's pretty obvious, and I go to it real quickly. But what you need to notice is that I've got an inside angle. That is, I'm below the parallel line through the 9-ball. What that means is the cue ball is going to go to the left, and I can send it into that cluster of balls. And I have the 11 and looks like the 4-ball there as an insurance ball. So this is a very standard straight pool shot, and I just go to it automatically. Now the results of that shot were fairly good. I've got an easy shot on the 11, but I don't have a break ball yet, and I was really hoping to get a good break ball out of that. So right here, I'm looking at the angle that I need on the 7-ball to run into that stripe that's next to the 2 to make it into a break ball. And once again, the 4-ball is an insurance ball for that shot. And that's the perfect angle. I can make the 7 and follow softly into that stripe and make a break ball. Bob, I said softly into the 12. You know, this was a recent run, and I'm certain that I was trying to make a break shot, and that was just a really bad miscue in speed control. But as you can see, I'm still focused on making a break ball, and this is an attempt to knock the 2-ball over. And I'm going to call that a bit of a desperate attempt. I need a break ball to continue this run. I'm not sure what my insurance balls were going to be on that shot. Maybe the one in the side or the 15 in the corner. As it is, now I'm still desperately looking for a break shot. I don't have the right angle on the 2 to knock the 15 over. I do have an angle to shoot the 1-ball and carry him into the 8-ball, hopefully sending it off the side rail and then back off into break shot position. Now normally, you'd have to put a gun to a straight pool player's head to get him to shoot a long object ball into an upper corner pocket. But I need a break shot. I can use one of the balls into the side pocket as a break shot if I have to, but this is a last attempt to try and make a side of rack break shot, and I've got the 2-ball there, so that worked out pretty well. Now that 8-ball is pretty high and it's far from the rack, but it's definitely a viable option. But what I notice immediately is that I can pocket the 2-ball, and if I can just clip the 15-ball, I can knock it to the left side of the rack and maybe have a better break shot there. So that's what I'm putting my effort into on this shot. This time, the 13 and the 3-ball are insurance balls. That did not go according to plan. So, I'm going to commit to the 8-ball as my break shot now. The thing I see as I'm watching this video is the 13 is the perfect key ball for the 8-ball. I've got a number of shots that I can use to bring the cue ball down low to where it is now to shoot the 13 as the key ball. But I'm going to shoot the 13 immediately. I'm not sure why. I think the 15 is the better next shot. I guess I feel that there's enough options with the 6 and the 5 being easy side pocket shots above the 8 that I can use one of those to get on the break shot. I do know that I was feeling very confident in my ball pocketing today, and in this rack, none of the shots were all that difficult. And so I was trying to shoot in flow. It's something that I've heard John Schmidt and Thorsten Hohmann talk about. Not getting too bogged down in decision making and planning. When you don't have clusters and you have easy shots, you want to stay in flow and keep your rhythm going. The other thing I notice is that the 13 leads directly to a real easy straight in shot on the 3, which gets me to those 2 balls which you could consider to be trouble balls along the rail. So as I'm shooting in flow, I think my plan was to get those 4 balls on the left side of the table, and then it would be easy to use the 6 and the 5 to get on the 8 ball. So right here I've got an angle, and rather than try and hold the cue ball for that ball above it, I slide over like this. And I felt that was a really controllable shot. As I said, I was shooting with a lot of confidence today. I knew I would get the cue ball right there. Perfect angle to get to this ball on the rail. Now I slow down a little bit, and I want to make a decision here, because I could shoot the 6 first and then the 5. If I shoot the 6 first, I need to be low on it so my cue ball moves to the left to get on the 5. Or I could shoot the 5 and shoot the 6 and draw back into break ball position. Right here I'm looking at the line for the 6 ball to the corner pocket. And this is what I decide to do, is play position for both. Either the 5 in the side, or if I come farther, I'll have the 6 in the corner. So I'm always thinking about an insurance outlet if I don't get the position I want. As it is, I've got a real good angle on the 5. It's just a stop stun. And I'm on the 6. And I'm almost dead straight on the 6. And I can draw back for my break ball. Now for this break shot, I'd like to get the cue ball right on the parallel line, or favoring just inside the parallel line through the 8 ball. What you don't want to do is try to draw the cue ball directly to that spot. You want to draw the cue ball to the rail and off. The reason is, if you try to draw directly to that spot, you have a distance of maybe 2.5 feet. But if you draw to the rail, you're only judging the speed from the rail and off, which is only about 6 inches. So it's actually easier to gauge that distance. Now, as you can see, I didn't come 6 inches off the rail. I'm short of my desired position. But if I didn't draw the cue ball to the rail, I could have ended up straight in or with the wrong angle. But I have a great angle to go into the rack. And so I'm happy with this break shot. Now, if you notice, I'm playing on the head rail side of this table, and that's because there's nowhere to put my camera on the other end. So I think it works out great for these videos. And then I use my cue to block the pocket so I can roll the balls down to the other end of the table without them going in the pocket. Now from this angle, my cue ball is going to go right into the heart of the rack. And since I have a sharp inside angle, I just need to use a high cue ball. Look at me lining up the shot. Once you've decided how you're going to address the cue ball, and you know that it's going to hit the rack, you can set that aside in your mind. And then 100% of your focus can just go towards aiming the break ball at the heart of the pocket. And then you can just continue shooting in flow. And don't we wish that straight pool was that easy all the time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found that informative and helpful. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Check out my book, A Short Stop on Straight Pool. You can find it at shortstoponpool.com. And stay tuned for next week's Rack of the Week.